Hey everyone, let's head right into Goodwill to see what clothes we can find to flip for a profit. Make sure you stick around all the way to the end as I have a really nice find that you won't want to miss. The first one here, I think it's pronounced Boji Milano, and you can see it's going for about $5.49 here at Goodwill. Now this shirt normally goes for around 20 to 30 pre-owned, but you can see it actually has the tags with it. So that's going to increase my value, and I think I'm going to get around $40 to $50 for this item. But one thing I always like to note, bigger is better. So this is a double XL shirt, so that should help. Just something to keep in mind when you're picking up clothing for men. As we continue going down the rack, just 4 shirts away is going to be a brand that's pretty familiar to most people, but if you haven't seen it before, definitely worth picking up. It's called Untuck It. Again, another good size there in XL, and this one also is going for $5.49, which seems to be a pretty standard price for Goodwill shirts at my local Goodwill. And I usually get around $20 for these shirts, but you'll see in the comps it's showing about 25. So just I guess maybe it depends on the shirt. And I really like this pattern here, the red, white, and blue. So definitely something I think I'll be able to move pretty quick. So I will say this rack was one of my best ones in a while, just because the shirts back to back. I actually picked this one up. It's called Bugatti. Some of y'all know that I've been doing this. You can go through a whole rack at Goodwill and not pick up one shirt. But one thing that made this kind of cool, it had the lion kind of all over. You can see it there on the chest, and I'll show it to you here in a second on the sleeve. So made it a little bit unique. It's not normal for all their shirts to have that all over the place. And looking at the comps, I think I'm going to get around another $20 for this shirt. So the next shirt we're going to find is a brand I've actually never picked up before, but it's called Rock, Roll, and Soul, and it's a nice pearl snap shirt. So if you haven't guessed by now, this one is also going for $5.49. But one thing that isn't as great is the sizing. This one's only a medium, but still worth picking up because I thought the pattern on the front was really cool. And you'll see here on the back in a second, it has a really nice guitar skull and crossbones right on the collar. So I thought that was just something unique that added to the shirt. But the comps on this, the last one sold was around $20, but there's only one listed currently for about $35. So I'm going to try to undercut that individual and see what it does. So moving on to the next Goodwill, everything that is a yellow tag is going to be 50% off. I know that says short sleeves only, but that was for all categories today. So the first couple shirts, I actually don't even pick these up, but these are Eddie Bauer shirts. You can see there, so they're going for around $4.50 if you take 50% off of them. I just wasn't super keen on the colors of them and the pattern, so I ended up passing on these. But a shirt I do actually end up picking up is going to be right here to the right. This is going to be a short sleeve Untuck It shirt. And even though the long sleeves are going for around $20, the short sleeves are going for that too. And you can see there it was $6.99 on the yellow tag clearance event. So it's actually only $3.50. So as we finish looking over this shirt, if you're enjoying this video, just make sure you smash that like button below and subscribe to join the Flippin' family. I'm trying to get us up to 100 people by the end of the month. That way you don't also miss any more content like this to help you become a better reseller. But getting back into what y'all came here for, the next shirt that is a great brand to be on the lookout for is called Brooks Brothers. And this one is going for $4 off of the 50% discount today. Now one thing I always say on clothing, check the condition. You can see it's pretty easy here. It's got a brown stain right here. So I left this one in the dust. But good thing is where there's usually one, there's usually another one. So right next to it is another one. But you can see there the sizing is 1633. That's something they do. I looked it up online. It is a large. And I do like the blue color of this shirt, but the comps on these go for around $20 to $30. So pretty nice pickup for just a $4 shirt here at Goodwill. Heading into the third Goodwill of the day. If I've given you a new brand to be on the lookout for, leave me a comment below which brand that was. Or if you're feeling up to it, tell our Flippin' family what other brands are out there that they should be on the lookout for. Now this next shirt is actually worth quite a bit of money. I think it's pronounced Luchase 1883. Now this one specifically has 100% imported cotton, and it was also made in the USA. Again, going for $5.49. Now this is a different store, so that yellow tag is not a thing anymore. But I will say this shirt in particular, I could find very few with this tag on it, but you'll see here in a second, the comps are all over the place. One's going for $99 all the way up to $165. So this next shirt is going to cost a little bit more at $8.99, but still a really good value pickup here. I'm not sure exactly how to pronounce this name either. I'm going to call it EZ for short, but you can see it there. But the thing that kind of tipped me off on this one, just to look at it, is it's made in Italy. So anything usually made in Italy or France is something I look at. But you can see here the comps are going for around $35 for these shirts. So the next brand, if you're doing this full time, or if you're like me, do this part time and just have been doing it for a little while, you're going to know what this brand is pretty easily. But if you're new to this channel or new to reselling in general, Carhartt, that's going to be a good brand to be on the lookout for. It's like a workwear, specifically, bigger sizes, 2XL. And then you can see here the logo on the front is really nice touch to this one. So just be something to be on the lookout for. These sell pretty quick and are generally around the $20 to $30 range in my experience. So now we're actually going to head over to our local Salvation Army. So I've been here before, but I've never looked specifically at clothing, so I'm going to actually go check out their prices and see what they look like. Now the first thing kind of got me excited. You'll see another Carhartt double XL men's shirt going for $3.99, but as I always say, condition, condition, condition. So you can see here pretty easily, there's a hole right there above the pocket, so I had to leave this one, unfortunately. From there, the prices kind of started going quite a bit higher. Here's a nice little polo Ralph Lauren men's button down, but you can see there almost $15, which I think is a great price for somebody looking for a shirt. But for a reseller, obviously, they go for only a little bit more than that on eBay, so definitely had to pass on that. This Eddie Bauer was actually pretty nice, only $3.99, but when I looked this one up, specifically this one was only going for like $10, $15, so I actually left this one behind. And then what really kind of put the nail in the coffin for me at this store was this North Face shirt. You can see here the tag is kind of ripped off down below, and it's actually a size small, so not really good, not something I pick up, but again, another $15 shirt, so I packed it up and went to my next Goodwill. So as you can see, as we're heading into our Goodwill, it's still raining down a little bit harder, so almost gave up, but I'm really glad I didn't because I actually found the best find of the day right here. Searching down this new rack of clothes, I found this leather jacket, which I thought was pretty cool. But looking it up, this is an A2 goatskin U.S. Air Force flight jacket from the 90s. And you can see here it's only going for $8.99 here at Goodwill. Now it's a 46R, so it's a pretty big size, which I think is also good. But this thing was in pristine condition. I mean, look at it. And then these have sold as high as $199. So really exciting pickup. And glad I didn't let the rain beat me down and call it quits. So the next brand I find at this store is a Cuba Vera Martini embroidered shirt. Now anything that's kind of fun looking, I always just check it, even though I've never heard of this brand before, and I'm kind of glad I did. You can see here the comps on it is about $25 shirt. Now obviously that one's ivory, but this is a men's large again, and the light blue is a really pretty color, so I ended up picking this one up, and we'll see how we do on it. Before we get into the last brand of the day, I do just want to thank y'all for making it all the way to the end of the video. I do apologize, I filmed this in a weird setting, so it's only in a vertical view right now, but the last brand of the day is actually called Fresh Prince of Bel Air, which they have a lot of really fun shirts, and like I said, when it comes to these, the wilder the better, so anytime you see anything kind of screaming at you, make sure you take a look at it. But I don't know about y'all, if y'all remember the Fresh Prince of Bel Air. What a great TV series. But either way, I'll leave y'all to this one. I think this shirt will bring around $20 to $25. It was an $8 shirt, but we'll see how we do on this one and see you at the next video.